Back everyone. I have a question for you guys. What is the structural and functional unit of muscle contraction? If your answer is sarcomere, you are absolutely correct. But do you know how actin and myosin are arranged in a sarcomere? In today's class, we are going to learn all about the muscle structure, including what is sarcomere and how actin and myosin are arranged in them. Now, muscles, if you say, they are the special tissues that help us in movement, and these are derived from the mesoderm. About 42% of the human body weight, it is made up of muscles, and they exhibit four important properties. Number one is excitability. It means that whenever there is stimulus, then the muscle cells can respond to the nerve impulse and get excited. Number two is contractility. That means that the muscles can be shortened. Okay. Number three is extensibility. That means the muscles can be stretched out. And number four is elasticity. That means after stretching out, the muscles can regain its original length. Okay, so these are the four important properties of muscles. So if you are asked which property of the muscles help in shortening, the answer would be contractility, right? Based on the location, appearance, and special feature, we can classify muscle into three main types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscles are attached to the bones and help in locomotion as well as maintaining the posture. Example, biceps, triceps, okay? Smooth muscles, they are found in the walls of the internal or visceral organs such as stomach, intestine, urinary bladder, uterus, okay? Because they are found in visceral organs, they are also known as visceral muscle. Function, if you see, they help in food peristalsis, childbirth, controlling the diameter of the blood vessels, okay? Cardiac muscles, if you see, they are found in the walls of the heart or the myocardium. Coming to appearance, the skeletal muscle, they are long, cylindrical in shape. Smooth muscles, they are spindle shaped. And cardiac muscles are also cylindrical. Both skeletal muscles and cardiac muscles show distinct striations. But skeletal muscle is unbranched, whereas cardiac muscle is branched along with the striations. Okay. Now, smooth muscles, if you see, they are spindle shaped and unbranched in nature and do not present any striations. Okay. Now, control of the activity, whether we can control the activity of the muscles using our will or not. If you see, skeletal muscles only can be controlled by our will or are voluntary in nature, but both smooth muscle and cardiac muscles are involuntary. Okay. Coming to number of nuclei, skeletal muscles are multinucleate in nature, whereas smooth muscles are uninucleate, and cardiac muscles usually have one, but sometimes they can also have two nuclei in them. Okay. There are special features called as intercalated discs that are present in cardiac muscles, and they help in rhythmic contraction of the heart. Okay, that's all about the muscle types. I hope you are clear about it. Let's understand the structure of skeletal muscle in detail. The main muscles that are attached to the bones and help in the locomotion process. Skeletal muscles are made up of many muscle bundles. Okay, these muscle bundles are known as fascicle. Many muscle bundles or muscle fascicles are present in a skeletal muscle that are wrapped around by an outer collagenous layer known as the fascia. So, skeletal muscle, it consists of fascia which wraps around many muscle bundles or muscle fascicles. Okay. Each muscle fascicle, if you see, they are made up of many muscle fibers. So this is one muscle fascicle and these are the muscle fibers present in them. If you consider one muscle fiber, it has an outer plasma membrane known as a sarcolemma, protoplasm known as sarcoplasm. The protoplasm shows presence of multiple nuclei in them, also known as the syncytium. Okay. Also, a special type of endoplasmic reticulum is present, that is known as sarcoplasmic reticulum. This shows the presence of calcium 2 plus ions in them, which is responsible for muscle contraction. Now, each muscle fiber, if you see, it has parallelly arranged layers of filaments known as the myofilament or myofibrils. These myofilaments are rich in actin and myosin, and specific arrangement of this actin and myosin gives rise to the alternate light and dark band or presence of striations in the skeletal muscle. Clear? So that's all about the skeletal muscle structure. Just remember the muscle hierarchy: fascia surrounding the muscle, which has many muscle bundles known as a fascicle, then muscle fiber. These muscle fiber is made up of parallelly arranged layers known as the myofilament or myofibril. These myofilaments or myofibril consist of sarcomere, that are the ultimate units responsible for the muscle contraction. So myofibrils, they are the contractile threads and they consist of repeating units called sarcomeres that are arranged in an end-to-end fashion. Now, whenever a muscle contracts, it actually means the sarcomere shortens. Okay. Now, it has two important proteins that are present in them. Actin, which is known as the thin filament because it is actually thinner, and myosin, which is thicker and is also known as the thick filament. And the specific arrangement of actin and myosin is responsible for showing the dark and the light bands or the striated appearance. Let us now understand the structure of sarcomere, that is a functional unit of muscle or muscle contraction. You can see this is the image of section of myofibril or myofilament, and it shows alternate light and dark bands. Okay, the light band is called as I band or isotropic band, and the dark band is known as A band or anisotropic band. Now, this light band is bisected by a line called as a Z line. If you have one Z line here and another Z line here, portion of the myofibril that lies between the two Z lines is called as sarcomere. So this is your sarcomere. Now look at the finer details of it. If you see, this I band is actually made up of actin filaments, which are otherwise the thin filament. Okay. Now, if you see the A band, it is made up of primarily the myosin filament, but it also has the actin filaments that are overlapping the myosin filaments to the end. Okay. So I band is made up of actin only. A band is made up of myosin plus actin filament overlapping the myosin filament in the both ends. Okay. Now, these actin filaments are attached to the Z line, okay, on both the sides. See, actin filaments are attached to the Z line. And if you see the A band, here there is a region in the A band in where there is no actin overlap. Because there is no overlap of actin on myosin in this zone, this appears to be lighter under the microscope. So the region of the A band that is present in the middle and appears to be of lighter stain under the microscope, that is known as H zone. So this H zone is made up of primarily myosin filaments only. It does not have any actin filament overlap. Clear? Now, if you see, again there is a line present in between the H zone. This line is called as the M line. So what is the function of this M line? Look, the actin filaments are attached to the Z line which holds them in place. But what about the myosin filaments? They are not attached to anything in the end. So you have a M line which wraps around the myosin filament and holds them in their position intact. Okay, so the region of the A band which looks less darker is called as H zone, and the line bisecting the H zone is called as the M line and is primarily responsible for wrapping around the myosin filaments and holding them intact. So that's all about the sarcomere structure. I hope you are clear about it. Understood the structure of sarcomere. Now let's understand the structure of the contractile proteins, actin and myosin. So we'll start with actin first. This is the structure of actin. Actin is actually made up of three important components: F-actin, tropomyosin and troponin. Now, F-actin is also known as filamentous actin. This filamentous actin is actually a polymer which is made up by joining of many monomers of G-actin or globular actin. So this is your G-actin. Many G-actin molecules join together to form the F-actin or the filamentous actin. Now this filamentous actin, they twist around each other in a helical fashion. You see? This is the two filamentous actin twisted in a helical fashion. Okay. The second component, which is tropomyosin, also there are two filaments or tropomyosin present that run close to the F-actin throughout the length, and they are present in the groove of the F-actin. Okay. So this is your filamentous actin. In the groove, you have the tropomyosin which runs parallel. And again, we have two tropomyosin. And where is troponin present? Troponin is present on the tropomyosin in regular intervals. Okay. This troponin is a trimeric protein, and in the resting state of actin, a subunit of troponin masks the active sites for binding into the myosin. Okay. So to summarize, actin is made up of two F-actin molecules which are twisted around each other in a helical manner, plus two tropomyosin molecules which run close to the F-actin present in the groove, and troponin molecule which is present over the tropomyosin at regular intervals. This troponin acts as a regulatory molecule which masks the active site for binding into the myosin filament. Clear? Let us now understand the structure of second contractile protein, that is myosin. Now each myosin is made up of many myosin molecules. Okay. So the myosin molecules can also be referred as meromyosin. Now each myosin molecule is made up of two heavy chains and four light chains. Heavy means the molecular weight is more and light means molecular weight is less. Okay. Now these two heavy chains twist around each other, and towards the end part they do not twist and are free, and they form the globular head. So each myosin molecule has two globular heads, and to these two globular heads four light chains attach. Okay. So for each head two light chains are going to attach. Clear? Now look at the image here. this is the structure of the myosin molecule. This is the tail part, this is the head part, and the small arm. Together, the head and the neck region or the small arm is called as the cross arm region. Now, this cross arm region projects outwards at an angle. Okay. Now, this tail region is made up of the heavy chains, two heavy chains twisted around each other. Okay, we already saw it here. And what is this head region made up of? Head region is made up of a part of the heavy chain to which two light chains are attached. Okay, you should remember that the light chains, they possess the regulatory activity. For each head, there are two light chains present, and so there are two regulatory sites present. There are two important regulatory site. One is the actin binding site, another is the ATP binding site. So for each globular head, one actin binding site and one ATP binding site is present. And for a molecule of myosin, if you see, there are two actin binding site and two ATP binding site in total. Clear? Now, these myosin molecules or meromyosin, they arrange together parallelly with their head projecting towards an angle to form the myosin, which again forms the heavy filament. Clear? Unlike the actin, which is made up of three components, the heavy filament is just made up of myosin molecules. Okay, there is single component present in the heavy chain. Okay, now there is another thing which you need to know, that if myosin is digested with the help of the enzymes such as trypsin, it leads to formation of one unit of heavy meromyosin and one unit of light meromyosin. So one myosin gives rise to one HMM plus one LMM. So this HMM is nothing but heavy meromyosin, and it is composed of globular head plus the neck region, or the cross arm, it forms the heavy meromyosin, and the light meromyosin or LMM is made up of the tail part only. Okay, so this is all about the structure of myosin. I hope you are clear about it. We covered the conceptual part today. I will be posting another video on only the important PYQ liners from this topic which we covered today. If you found this video to be helpful, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and share the video with your friends so that they can also benefit from it. And if you have any doubt on this topic, please feel free to comment below. I would be happy to answer. Thank you everyone. Have a very good day.